Bonjour, everybody. This is Taco Movie Talks. Thank you for joining me as we are in week 10, or the Roman numeral X. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to check out everything on this channel, everything that we have to bring you. More content like this, hopefully, some stuff you can really get into. Lots of guests, lots of different themes. But this episode, as you by well know from the title, is L'Argent by Robert Bresson of French fame, and Largent very much translates into cash. For those of you who aren't French aficionados, that is what this movie is about. But more so, there's a lot of really strong themes in this one for sure. It is a classic case, not even of wrong place, wrong time, but just being given the short end of the stick, really. It starts out a schoolboy needs to pay off a debt, uses a counterfeit $500 franc that his friend was, I guess, he was able to either get his hands on or make himself, go to a kind of an photo store. And I think that's someone in the comments tell me how stupid what I just said was, and what it is called in actuality. I don't think I've ever said, yeah, I am going to the photo store. But anywho, they buy the camera, boss comes in, is upset. They, instead of kind of eating the loss on this one, they're like, someone else is gonna have to eat the loss on this. So they have kind of maybe a plumber, or someone who comes in to do a repair for the business, and they pay him in the fakes, and he tries to use the money almost immediately and gets caught. This kind of sets him on a life of crime. And now, spoiler alert, this is where he kind of completely goes off the rails at the very end, having lost seemingly his daughter, although this is also kind of it's a forgery. But I do think his wife did not want anything to do with him, which is another note that he gets. So he's essentially on his own with a criminal record, and not really. It's oh man, he's left in a bad spot. He really doesn't have many places to turn, and this woman was, nice enough to let her into the home, and he does kind of seem to stick up for her. But I think he wanted money. He had saw that she went to the bank and had a large sum of money. I don't even think he does find the money in the end, but he just completely annihilates an entire family, goes to the bar as coolly as you would like it, and then admits to murder, and that is the end. It is quite a abrupt ending. He's being, you know, what do they call it? Collared out of the bar. And there's press there, there's people wanting to get pictures, and bam, that's the end. Didn't even get ending credits. I don't think, by watching it on HBO Max, it was just over. A short movie, as you know, I saw a funny review on Letterbox, and so I cannot take credit for this. But they said this is at 88 minutes, which I believe is the runtime. This is not a largent movie, and I found humor in that. I did find humor in that. Uh, so if you're looking for a quick one, anything under an hour and a half, I mean, you might as well give it a shot. And Robert Bresson is, yeah, Bresson is definitely a director that a lot of people like and say that you should check out. I will say this is probably the worst acted movie that I ever enjoyed, which is definitely I guess saying something for the director. It was to the point where I'm like, because there's so much competently done that you're like, this has to be on purpose. It's like I don't know how you could form a narrative so well. And it was kind of intricately woven too, because it jumps from like six different characters, like back to this, there, go here, then that. So and it seemed like the most effective and efficient way to tell the story too. And I really don't think that makes it easier. If you as opposed to just kind of keeping it on one person the entire time, or maybe two central characters. But we have our central character, but the stories surrounding him are just as important and get a lot of screen time as well. But so I know, and from other people saying that Bresson is a good director, you know he knows what he's doing, but I just wonder, and probably on the next movie that I watch from him, we'll be able to see that it's like, yeah, maybe this was a fluke, it's like, not that he's bad at directing actors, just maybe this was what was available for this. I don't know. Um, if someone may, especially maybe if you are more culturally exposed to the French people, could kind of illuminate me, because I was wondering, is this a killing of a sacred deer scenario where the director very much wants them to kind of act very stilted and wooden and lack of emotion? Let me know down below, because I could see that, and maybe if you could explain its utility in this movie too, that would be useful as well. Or maybe it's just a weird occurrence that happened. But I think theme wise, and what this story wants to tell, that it effectively told to me, is that correctional facilities often aren't really that. It's more punitive, um in that it kind of sets people up for a life where the only way to survive afterwards is probably to turn towards crime once again. So from that standpoint, I kind of see what is being said, and it goes from something as simple to getting busted for a $500 franc that was pretty much unloaded on him, that he got railroaded and screwed over to take the fall for, to murder. It's kind of saying that as our circumstances become very desperate, I mean, desperate measures call for desperate action, correct? So I liked that a lot, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I liked the movie a lot, a great deal. Gave it a heart on Letterboxd, so that's how you know things are real. Um, but on that note, check out my letterbox, because you'll get previews on the reviews that will be coming down the pike on the channel. And you can watch along with us, so you don't need to worry about spoilers. And also be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, as it is greatly appreciated. We made it over 50 subscribers, everybody. And you, each and every single one of you are just as important as the last. So what can I say? Thank y'all. You are all very, very appreciated. And I will catch you on the flippity flute. Bye, y'all.